Hey everyone, welcome to Kempner Canucks. My name is Rev Trev, and I'm so glad you're here because today we're going to be diving in to the Zeev Buium contract extension discussion. Should the Canucks get this done right away? Is it in the best interest of the Canucks, and is it in the best interest of Zeev Buium? We're going to talk about it all because everything changed with the Leo Carlsson offer sheet. And then there's a lot going on, everyone. There's so much to talk about. Byram, Connor Bedard. Let's get into it now. All right, so we're going to dive into this conversation that's been going on a little bit lately. The Vancouver Canucks have a real gem in regards to Zeev Buium. And is he going to get extended by the Canucks this season? I don't think the Vancouver Canucks general manager or president of hockey operations will make this contract offer until they see how he plays this year. I don't think this is going to happen before the trade or before the season starts. I don't think it's going to even happen until maybe January or somewhere around that All-Star break time. That's what I think could happen. Depends on what he looks like. Now, the thing about Zeev is he hasn't put up monster numbers yet, but he's headed in the right direction. He's trending in the right direction. Obviously, a guy like him has a lot going on. And so if you just look at his numbers and his stats and his, profile, he's a 20-year-old left-handed shot defenseman, 6 feet tall, 185 pounds, and he was the 2024 first-round pick, 12th overall, selected by the Minnesota Wild. I mean, he's got lots of upside. He's really great. He's got flashes of brilliance. But is he worth a contract extension? And with all the prices going through the roof, the absolute roof, everyone, we're talking about Carlsson getting $18 million per season, right, on the offer sheet. Then you have Connor Bedard going and getting $15 million on the offer sheet. Now, just side note on that, the Anaheim Ducks had offered, Bedard didn't get an offer sheet. Carlsson wanted $15 million per season with the Anaheim Ducks. General manager of the Ducks, Pat Verbeek, said, no, I only want to give you 12, which is an absolute amazing raise. $950,000 or whatever he was making to $12 million. I mean, that's what we're talking about. And he had, he was in the 60-point range for the last 3 seasons. Why they had been contract negotiations, and Philadelphia scoops in and offers him an astronomical $18 million. So he signs it. And who wouldn't sign that? Because either he plays in Anaheim or he goes to a brand new team and he's going to make $18 million. He turns into the highest paid player before he does anything of significance. I mean, he had some good moments in the playoffs. He helped lead this team to the playoffs. That's fine. But the Anaheim Ducks were in a rock and a hard place. They had just traded away Mason McTavish, and here they are. So they get offer sheeted, and the Canucks can afford to go to this negotiation going and where Zeev Buium could get offer sheeted, right? How much is Zeev Buium worth, and how much is he going to get paid? Then you see Connor Bedard, who gets injured. I think he's gone for the first 4 months of the season. If I see that correctly, or 4 months from now, I'm not really sure. I think it's for the season. And they offer him $15 million a season times 5 years. These are monster contracts. Now, when it comes to the defensemen, they're hard to find, especially offensive defensemen. And Zeev, what other 20-year-old is the starting pairing, like the number one pairing, the first pairing, then Zeev Buium? 20 years old, everyone. Like, who's getting this kind of ice time? Now, granted, we're the worst team in the league. We're rebuilding and all that kind of stuff, but we're talking, I mean, Perek maybe in Calgary is the only other one that's probably going to get that kind of time and that young. I know that they try to do that with Bowen Byram, and we're going to talk about him in just a moment. But when you look at Zeev Buium, so 185 pounds, right? 6 foot, 20-year-old, left-handed shot defenseman, selected 12th overall. And with Minnesota and Vancouver, he had 76 total games. He had 6 goals, 20 assists, 3 power play goals, and 10 power play assists. And he averaged with Vancouver 20 minutes and 21 seconds total ice time. Now, the reason why that's important is you got to do a little bit of the comp with a guy like Bowen Byram. The centers with Bedard and Carlsson have upped what was going on, but they didn't set the market just for themselves, but also for defensemen. But where's the comp with the defenseman? And as I'm looking for the comp of the defenseman and getting a new contract, it's got to be Bowen Byram. Now, the Bowen Byram is not just he's not a 20-year-old. He's a 25-year-old, okay? Left-handed shot defenseman. He's only 1 inch taller, 6'1". He's 20 pounds heavier, 205. Okay, now Zeev is going to put on some weight. I don't know how much more weight. In 2019, he was the first-round pick, 4th overall, selected by the Colorado Avalanche. And now look at the similarities. And this is year, what year is this one? I forget which one I did. So it was 23, 24. Bowen, okay. It was, the total year was 23, 24. Okay, so that was 1, 2, 3 years in, 4 years in. 4 years in, and his numbers are almost identical to Zeev Buium's. He had 11 goals, which is way more goals, okay? I get that. 18 assists, so he's just a bit off there. But if you look at no power play goals, okay, only 1 power play assist when he played with Colorado and Buffalo the year he went to both teams. But look at how much ice time he had. 20 minutes and 21 seconds of average ice time a night. Like, what? This is a great comp. This is an absolute great comp, right? Look at the similarities of these two. It's absolutely amazing. And then Bowen Byram signs a 6-year deal with the Chicago Blackhawks on a blockbuster draft day deal. Then Buffalo gets the 4th overall pick. So after all that, Bowen Byram was the 4th overall pick and got traded for the 4th overall pick. And he signs a 76-year, $75 million contract extension with the Chicago Blackhawks on July 1st of this summer, 2026. The deal carries an average annual value, AAV, of $12.5 million a season, everyone. So how much is Zeev Buium worth? How much is he worth? Okay? That is the big question. And we keep seeing over and over again people saying things like, I think he should get 8 or 9. I think he should get 10. I mean, you got to sign him now, or he's going to be making 12 or 13. And this is where Canuck fans are in a rush. Now, here's the thing. Maybe Zeev's camp is not in a rush, right? Maybe they're the ones that are holding back this one right here. What is Zeev Buium going to get? Tell me in the comments what you think. What do you think Zeev Buium's going to get? Carlsson's getting 18 million AAV. Bedard's getting 15 million AAV. Byram's getting 12.5 million AAV. Buium's going to get what? Buium is going to get what? And that is the thing. And does he deserve that? And Canuck Clay is in the building. Hi, Clay. Good to see you. He says, hey, Trev, can't offer sheet Buium as he's a 10.2C RFA. So, yes, that's true. That's true. When does that end, by the way? Let us see that. If anyone knows, just throw it in the comments there off the top of your head. But that's the thing, right? So Buium cannot get offer sheeted yet. But let's see when he can. Offer sheet ineligible. And why is that? He's got 1 year left, so he can't be offer sheeted. Let's see offer sheet tracker. Okay, we're clicking on it right now. He can't be, right? He can't be. Anyways, the point being is he can't get offer sheeted yet. The question is, if you don't offer him the right amount of money, and this is what I think Canuck Clay is trying to say, is he could walk. Yeah, this is going to be very, very interesting on what is going to happen. So I would love to hear from you. What do you think he's worth? How much do you think the Canucks are going to offer? Are they going to offend him with the offer? Is it going to be realistic? Jack is in the building, and he says, I think it'll be around 9 million, he said. Clems is here, and he says, I wonder if you have to go higher than 9 million. I mean, if you look at the comp with Buium, who's younger or older and just a little bit bigger, 5 years older, and you're getting 12.5 million from Chicago, I'm thinking he's going to get 10. But he can't walk either because we still hold his rights. Jack, you're totally right. Now, Canuck Clay has clarified. He says, hey, Trev, even when his contract expires at the end of next season, he can't be offer sheeted. So at least the Canucks don't have to worry about that. Keep up the great work. Thank you. And Clay, keep up the great work too. If you're watching on YouTube today, that's awesome. But I'm doing this also on my audio podcasts, and I am so excited to continue working on these awesome audio podcasts as well. So if you're on Spotify, or if you are on Apple Podcasts, please make sure you hit the follow, because I'm trying to produce incredible content. And it's been a real blast to be making content and having connection with not only people on YouTube, Facebook, X, Blue Sky, all these different places, but as well on the audio versions. It's been really cool to see. People from around the world are getting a hold of this podcast and listening, and I am thrilled about it. Absolutely thrilled about it. So, and everyone that's messaged me on the Spotify podcast, I've responded to. But yeah, that I got to do that for my Apple podcast too, and I just haven't checked How do I find the comments there? That would be, I got to figure that out. Still new to it, still a rookie to it. I mean, this is going to be episode 9 already. They asked me in the audio setup, how often are you going to post? Is it monthly, weekly, bi-monthly, weekly, or daily? And I'm like, well, I'm not doing daily, but I'm close. I'm close, everyone. I'm probably 3 times a week that I'm doing audio podcasts as well. So it's super interesting. So if you'd like and you're on that, please rate and review. And if you're on the other social medias, please hit the like and subscribe. That means a lot. CMAP is here and he says, I think we need to ask the question, is Buium the kind of guy to take all the money for himself, or will he take a discount so there's money for other young guys when they come due? That's a great question. In this world of what I would consider massive greed, right? I wonder what it would be like. I wonder what it would be like. Because you're sitting here watching this contract negotiation going to come up, and you've seen what Carlsson's done. You've seen what Bedard's done. You've seen what the Blackhawks, and the Blackhawks are like, listen, we've been rebuilding for long enough. We need to solidify some of these younger guys and get going because Bedard, we got 5 years of Bedard. Dr. Yes says approximately 8 to 9.5 million if this is an 8-year contract. I think that there's players or they're switching it up. They're not signing for 8-year deals. Now, I believe this is the last year that you can sign up for an 8-year contract. There is some kind of a clause or something that's kicking in. It's in, if you stay healthy and you produce, it's in your best interest to sign 4 to 5 year contracts, because your contract's going to come up again and you'll be able to sign wherever you want or for a whole bunch more money as the cap goes up. And for all the people that are really mad that Leo Carlsson makes $18 million in a season, you have to remember the NBA, their max contracts go from 50 to 75 million per season. So it's a little bit interesting. Now there's less players in the NBA, 12 players on a roster. So that's one of the things there on the starting roster, or I should say on the team that shows up every night, 5 players on the starting roster. Obviously, hockey has a lot more than that. 9 forwards at least, 6 defensemen, 2 goalies. That's going to play in a night. So, you know, it's different. But 18 million is a lot. Seems like a lot of money, but it's going to keep going up. And Jack says, as long as the AAV is below 11 million, I'm good. Has to be 8 years though, because that's what I care about, not AAV. We got lots of cap space. That's fine. Little Peep says, I don't think spending over $9 million is worth it, but what happened to the players earning their salaries? He's good, but nothing impressive yet. That's a fair point. That's a fair point. That's why I don't think they're going to sign him this season, unless it's at the end of the season. They want to see what he looks like before they offer him. And you know what it's going to be? I mean, they got to have a contract in place for next season, right? They have to. And you don't really want to get into negotiation, contract negotiations after your first couple of years with Vancouver, or it's only be a year and a half. But this trade that we're talking about tonight still comes down to pretty impressive, if you ask me, right? So I just showed this on my last video last night. The Quinn Hughes trade ended up being Hughes for first-round pick Rossi, first-round pick Ogren, first-round pick Buium, and then we got their first-round pick for this season, and it ended up being Novotny. This could be the biggest steal for the Vancouver Canucks, but, I mean, I miss Quinn Hughes, and that's why I'm wearing Quinn Hughes' jersey tonight, because the only reason we got Zeev Buium is because Quinn Hughes had requested a trade. And we got something for him. He just didn't walk. They didn't just mess him. He didn't just mess the Vancouver Canucks over. So that's an important thing to think about. I mean, this deal could be, like, I think Rossi's going to take another step this year. Ogren played incredible in Vancouver. Did not play great in Minnesota. He's getting a little bit more ice time for sure, so that always helps. But Buium was going to get time no matter what. And then you have your first round pick, Novotny. I think he'll be here in 2 years. 2 years. So we'll see there. Yeah, so this is really interesting conversation. Really interesting conversation. I think that it's good to say that this is going to be a conversation that's going to run throughout the entire year. It's absolutely going to run throughout the entire year. Now, before I get into more comments here, I do want to let you know that I'm going to be doing a video, and I've planned it for tomorrow. It's already scheduled for tomorrow, and maybe I can get it here and bring it up for you. But a lot of people are really excited about it, and I've got this cool graphic that I've made, and I've called it "Let's Go, Petey." And if you have the time, either watching this later or watching it tomorrow night, I'm going to go live with this, and this is going to be an interesting one, absolutely interesting one. So please don't miss it. And I'm planning on doing it tomorrow night, and I can't remember if I have it for 9 or 9:30 tomorrow evening. So make sure you don't miss the Let's Go, Petey. And I think you're going to love it. I think you're really going to love it. So, all right, let's dive into the comments. Brian was the very first person here. Good to see you. And Monty says, can't wait for the Let's Go Petey video. Okay. Simon's here saying happy Monday, everyone. Yeah, we're all having a wonderful evening. Lyndon is in the building. Good to see you, man. And then a C-Map is obviously already here. We would use thing, but he said, another awesome RevTrev video. Let's go. Absolutely. Clems, anyone know what kind of defenseman he is? Yes. Buium is a left-handed shot defenseman. He's left-handed shot defenseman. Stormy Slapshot says, independent. Do you think Houston or Austin gets the team? Why and where are the other three going to get to 36? I'm not sure about that. I'm really not sure about that, to be honest with you. Probably Houston, but I'm not sure. Jack says Zeev is the best D prospect in the game right now. Him or Lane Hudson. I mean, it has to be Lane Hudson. Has to be Lane Hudson is number one prospect. Buium, I'd put number 2. And then Buium, you have above Parekh, the Calgary one there. So yeah, that's fair. I would have Buium just slightly higher than Parekh, but Parekh's very good, so I'm not discounting him at all. C-Map says the Canucks should sign him while they control the money and term if he gets another offer sheet, and that's where Coach Canuck Clay helped us out with that one. Kelly Duncan is here. Says I'm going to guess he'd want 5-year extension if he does resign with the Canucks. Yeah, absolutely. Calvin's here. I hope you ain't thinking of signing the kid to an insane deal. Just give him 8 years times 9.5. That's a big deal to me. It's a big deal to me. Jack says, "Oh yeah, he was talking about he didn't care about AAV. He just cares about term. Okay, let's get into some more. Andrew's here. Hope all you beautiful humans are well today. I'm doing well. Thank you so much. Skylar Smith says, I don't think spending over $9 million is worth it. What happened to players earning salaries? Oh yeah, we already talked about this. Sorry, I read the same thing. Andrew says, give him 8 times 8 because he's wearing number 8. There you go, Andrew. And he says 5 years to me is the perfect contract for players. I like that. I prefer that as well. 9 million times 6 seems really fair, Skylar says. Jack comments, personally, I'd rather do 11 times 8 or 9 times 6. So 11 million times 8 or 9 times 6. That's a lot of money. And good for him if he can get it. Jack does say, though, Just know 11.6 million. I got PTSD on that one from EP4D. Okay. Andrew, I really hope Manny can be the PD whisperer. I keep thinking about the clip of the two of them on the bench smiling together. It's fair. I'll be doing that video tomorrow night. Jack says, no, not Lane Hudson. I meant Cole Hudson, the guy in Washington. I think Lane is established now. Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. I think that Buium is better than Cole Hudson, but CMAP Rev, it says you might know this, but is there an alternative to Sportsnet for watching Canucks? Yeah, you're upset at Rogers. I totally understand. Probably someone every single video comes and asks me that question. I don't work for Rogers, so I don't know the answer to it. But they will figure it out. They will figure it out. And I'm honestly not concerned at this stage. All it is going to become is an announcement. I do not think they're going to get to that spot where they just say, no, we're not going to show them at all. Andrew says, I also think that Buium earns the C. Yeah, he could be our captain. Wouldn't that be awesome? Settle Down Now's in the building. So glad this team is not managed by a fan committee, right? True. We can go up and down in our fandom, right? Every fan base does that, especially the Vancouver Canucks fans. Darren McDonald says, look at Islanders Schaefer's numbers in his first year. He's the best young D in the game. Oh, and you know what? You're totally right. You're totally right. I totally forgot about Schaefer. 100%. No argument to be made. Schaefer's numbers after his first year are dynamite. Absolute dynamite. Yeah. So in regards to the question about is there an alternate to Sportsnet for watching the Canucks? He's mad at Rogers. Andrew says pay for cable. I mean, that to pay for cable, you're talking about getting Rogers, right? Or Sportsnet, right? Get Sportsnet. So aren't they owned by Rogers? I can't remember. I could be wrong on that. Jack, I agree. That's why I said Buium is the best D prospect in the league. Greg says get the black box. All right. Schaefer is a first overall pick. He's cemented already, Jack says. Also, Andrew says very nice hat, Camp. I love this hat. This is what I got this last year, and this one I don't think I got it at the pro shop. If memory serves me correctly, I think I got this one at Lids. And I don't know if there's any left. They're like kind of there's this one. This is a cream colored one, but there's a light blue, kind of like what's a team like the Royals, the Major League Baseball Royals, Kansas City Royals. It's kind of like that kind of blue on the cap itself. But yeah, I like this hat a lot too. Settle Down Now says there is no legal way to watch the Canucks hockey without supporting Rogers currently. And I mean that they got the rights, right? CMAT says, no, I want to watch the Canucks, but not on Sportsnet since they're owned by Rogers. I don't think you can. It's like saying Celebrini is the top prospect in the league. Well, yeah, but we all know he's pretty set in stone already, Jack says. You're right. Yeah, I mean, Celebrini just had 115 points in his second year. That's insane. It's absolutely insane. So, yeah, I mean, but would you say Carlsson's a top prospect? I don't think you'd say that. You won't say Bedard's a top prospect. They're already made it. They set in stone on their things, right? Andrew says, I have a nice black with green brim Canucks hat. Definitely need to add a white and blue like that. Very nice. Thank you. Take a picture of that hat, man. I would love to see it. So send it to me on my socials, either on X, on Facebook. I think you can possibly send it to me on Instagram if I'm following you back, but I know you can send it directly to me through Facebook if you search Kempner Canucks. So, Jack says, saw Macklin the other day, by the way. Macklin Celebrini, you saw him? That's awesome. I think you told us that in a couple streams ago. Andrew says, pay for Telus cable and stream Sportsnet for free. Okay. And then there's Bedard and McKenna were there too. Oh, my goodness. So you're saying Macklin Celebrini, Bedard, and McKenna were all there. You saw them all? And Andrew's going to message me. That's awesome. Okay, so if you guys, again, like this is a very, very important conversation to have. And I know that it's probably not going to be answered in the next little bit, but here we are in the summer, in the off season, talking about this contract extension. We know how important this young man is. We know how important his development is. I'm very excited to have Manny Malhotra being his coach, as he knows how to develop young players. He's got a proven track record to help young players improve. I'm interested to see how many of these players are going to be playing this season. Like is Sasson, Carlsson, DPD, who's the other one? Leckermacky. Those are all his guys. There's all his guys. So is he going to be doing that? That's the interesting thing. I'm very interested to see how he favors those lineups. Like, I mean, you're talking about Drew O'Connor, who had a phenomenal year, and I don't know where he's going to fit in this lineup. Is he going to play on the second line on the left-hand side, or is he going to be a third or fourth liner, which that's his thing there. So Jack says it was at 8 rinks skating around, and he saw the fellas. Awesome guys. Oh, cool, man. That's so amazing. Yeah, man. I think Connor Bedard is going to be asked a million times. Connor, would you consider coming to Vancouver? Listen, I want to go and do that. You know what I mean? Like I want to go buy a Connor Bedard jersey and put the 98 on the Canucks jersey right now. Like literally want to do that just in faith that he's going to be coming. But I don't know if he'll ever come, but I know going to Vancouver would be awesome for the fan base, but they're trying to build something in Chicago that he'll want to stay in. Jack says Beniers and Smith are here too. Wow. They're all training. They're all training. So yeah, there's 109 people in here. This has been awesome. 32 minutes in. This is a lot of fun. Jack says Bedard knows if he wants to win a cup, he's getting a statue. No, if he wins us a cup, he's getting a statue. Yeah, and that's the other thing about the Vancouver Canucks that's kind of weird. I think I talked about it with Brandon Astle from Abbotsford Canucks play-by-play broadcaster. Man, what a great interview that I had the other night with him. If you haven't watched that video, listen to that podcast yet, you've got to. I think I'm on my third time listening to it. I was there, and then I have at least listened to it twice, if not 3 times. I'm going through it, I believe, for the second or third time now. I think it's the third time. He just had so much good stuff to say. And I said to him, it's what's weird about Vancouver is the statues in front of the stadium are coaches. They're not players. Like I went to the United Center in Chicago last year. They weren't playing a game, but I went there because I'm a huge Chicago Bulls fan, and I wanted to see all the Bedard stuff. I went to the pro shop. It's a pro shop for the Blackhawks and for the Chicago Bulls. And what was cool was there was 2 statues in the front. It was Stan Mikita and Bobby Hall out in the front, and it was really amazing. But you go to Vancouver, and it's like Pat Quinn and Roger Nielsen waving the white flag, the white towel, saying, "I surrender." I don't know. Was that iconic? Sure. Like you couldn't have done Kirk McLean stacking the pads or Pavel Bure scoring against Mike Vernon, or I don't know. I guess you wouldn't be doing against Mike Vernon. You wouldn't make a statue of Mike Vernon. I mean, would it be the Twins? Are the Twins going to if we win a Stanley Cup with the Twins of the Presidents, do they make the next statue? Is it the Twins because they played for us? They've got the most games ever played, the most points ever scored, and they won a cup as presidents. Now that's a question. That's a question. Come on, think about that. But I agree, Jack. Bedard knows if he wins us a cup, he's getting a statue. And yeah, that's a fact. C-Mac says August 3-8, Halinka, Gretzky, hockey's back, baby. Oh, yeah. Those are always good tournaments. Burnsy says Bedard would be sweet. Yeah, absolutely. Settle Down Now says Bedard can move to Van and get an extra $10 million a year in 90% tax deferrable endorsement deals. His brand is worth less in Chicago or most other cities. That's fair. You know what? When I was there, it was shocking how little of Bedard stuff was there. It was shocking how little there was. So, CMAP, if you're trying for a self-fulfilling prophecy, why not a Celebrini 71 on the Canucks jersey? I just don't think Celebrini's coming to Vancouver. I think our best shot is Bedard. That's why. Bedard feels more realistic because Chicago's a mess. That's what Settle On Now says. That's what I say too. Jack says if Bedard or Celebrini or McKenna become a Canuck, they would never have to pay for a thing in their whole life. I mean, they're making, listen, Bedard's making $15 million. Going out for dinner and getting it for free is nothing for him. It's pocket change. So, C-Mac says doubles. Yeah, and what I'm very excited about is sounds like the Sonics are coming back in 2028, 2029. That's the big rumor in the NBA. I've been really toying with doing a Rev Trev NBA channel, but I don't know. I've already got a football channel, NFL channel, and a Canucks channel. Can I do 3? Probably. Andrew said I'd build the Twins a statue if we won. Jack says, who cares if we win the cup? Everyone gets a statue. You get a statue. You get a statue. Everyone gets a statue. Oh, my goodness. And then he says, still would be free. No chance anyone in Chicago or San Jose would do that. Toronto, yeah, probably. Greg says, can you start a Sportsnet 650 again? Well, I've started it because I've started my podcast. I know that I'm still small potatoes in this Canucks community, but I'm trying my best to grind passionate, realistic, and honest Canucks content. And if you're not following me on Apple or Spotify, please do. Please spread the word, guys. And listen, if you guys have Canuck friends who aren't watching my channel yet, get them to subscribe. On whatever platform they're following me on, that'd be great. So yeah, I'm trying to do that. Greg. Slowly but surely. But I think there's some great places out there. I do like Sekeres and Price. I mean, I do like Thomas Drance, and I know he'll find his way. He's still with the Athletics, so that's good. I mean, Rick Dollywell's not going anywhere. He's going to get something here. Like, someone's going to pick him up. How do you not? He's excellent. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see. I mean, Donnie and Dolly, that's a great show. Be interesting to see what they're going to do with that. Halford and Bruff need to find a place for sure. Andrew says if co-presidents win the Twins, or as co-presidents, the Twins can get this team back to an amazing club, they could arguably be the best Canucks ever. Well, I already have Hendrick as the second best Canuck of all time. So Greg is pumped that I've started my podcast. Thank you so much. Andrew says, also, I don't social media much, Camp, so I just followed you on Facebook. Took me a minute to figure out my password. Right? Dustin is here. Do you think PD will be traded? We're going to talk about that tomorrow. So please show up tomorrow. We're going to be talking about it. I'm going to have a whole bunch of things. I'm going to have a whole bunch of notes to talk about. And I know a lot of people are going to be like, oh, he's just going to hate on PD. I'm going to just tell the truth. I'm going to tell the truth. We're going to talk about it. So don't miss tomorrow night. Let's get back to our topic for tonight. E. Alexander says 5.85 million times 4 years for Buium. No long-term deals. We can't move later. I don't think he gets under 8 million. I don't like that. That would be an awesome team-friendly deal for the Vancouver Canucks. But I'll tell you right now, I don't think he gets under 8 million if he has a decent season. Jeremiah is here. So is my friend Mark. It's great to have you back. Jack says Donnie and Dolly isn't Sportsnet. Oh, that's right. They got their own show, so we're still good. But it's just not going to be on 650. So we can still follow, and that's true. Call the 650 guys and have them come to your podcast as guests. I would love that. The only thing is they're trying to find real jobs. And so I don't think they want to come on my show for free. But who knows? Maybe they will. I love Halford and Bruff. I think they're great. I strongly agree with that, Andrew says. Dustin says, I watch you all the time. You are a forever Canucks fan like me. Absolutely. Through the ups and downs, I've been here through it all. But I'm with you, Dustin. We need another Pavel Bure, and hopefully we can get one in the draft this year. Jack says that Donnie and Dolly are on check, so that's good. And Murray Reed is here all the way from New Zealand. It's been a minute, dude, since we've connected and talked. It's great to see you. Great to see you. Settle Down Now says, I think you have to take swings on promising young guys to get in a position like Montreal is in, but it's always going to carry risks like Buium for 8 years. Absolutely. Absolutely. Now, my wife just texted me. And what is the text? Oh, this is from like 3 days ago. Weird. Jack says, you should reach out, Trev. I've seen the 650 guys on podcasts. Okay, I'll do that tonight. And then Apex Sports Network. Good to see you, my friend. SGA's in the building. He's the big San Jose Sharks fan. He's here. Good to see you. And then Greg says Coots is going to be amazing this year. So is Buium. Sign Buium to 8 times 9. So 8 years times 9 million. There you go. Yeah. So, but anyways, everyone, this has been a fun video tonight. I'm so glad you're 127 people in here now. This has been incredible. Jack says, can't wait until Celebrini becomes a Canucks. That would be great. And Apex Sports Network says, you're the GOAT. Thank you. So Andrew says, personally, I'd much rather have Alexis Joseph next draft. Yeah, we're going to talk about that in another one for sure. But big shout out to Peter, who's just showed up. I'm doing well. Okay, I've got to shut this down now. So it's been long enough. I need to get this podcast up online, and there's a lot going on. So thanks so much, everyone, for watching, for being a part of the channel, being part of the stream, being part of the podcast. You guys are such a blessing to me, and I just really appreciate it. So how much is Zeev Buium contract extension going to be? When are we going to find out? Time will tell, and we're going to find out sooner than, well, I think we're going to find out later than sooner. Of course, always remember to believe in blue. Let's get excited about this rebuild because we're the ones who've been asking for it for a long time. And of course, always, we cheer this team on. Go, Canucks, go.